All right, guys, welcome aboard. It's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's time for the morning note. Thank you again for stopping by. This is G.A.R Capital YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by again. Before we begin, of course, I always remind everybody, bottom right-hand corner, there's a little square. Make sure to click that icon. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment our videos. Really do appreciate it, or share them. As always, really appreciate that as we grow the channel to bring more great content out to you. I do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so if you turn on notifications, you won't miss anything. So again, thanks again for joining me. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. If you're here with me, let's rock and roll. Let's go and take a look at futures, shall we? Dow futures up 180, with Nike being the big winner, up about 13% pre-market. Pretty huge. I am a stockholder of Nike. I do not own any calls, but I do own shares. It was nice to see that they had a big boost, especially in China. So again, apparel, they're moving more to online selling. Every time I've gone to the factory outlet here near Orlando, it's been packed. So again, I'm a big Nike fan. I wear Nike sneakers too. So why not eat the home cooking? I love it long term. It was one of our top 10 stocks of 2020. It is breaking new all-time highs. So great stuff with Nike. Nasdaq futures down slightly, actually pretty flat, 11,144. We did break the 200-day moving average here on the 1-hour chart on Nasdaq futures. Our futures team did hit Nasdaq yesterday, so congrats to them. S&P futures up 0.25%, 3308 currently above the 100-day moving average. Not out of the woods yet. A couple of levels I want you to look at, of course. I'm gonna go bring up my levels here on Nasdaq futures. Really, the big level to me was 3,300. So 3,300 was previous resistance, as we're kind of reverting back to it a little bit. It's right near the 100. But looking at it as a whole, since the whole month of September, 3421 is your real resistance. All we did was revert back to previous support. So I can't be super bullish right now, short term, until we start breaking 3421. I talked about that on the recap. If you haven't read it, we do it. I do it every day at around 4 p.m. at market close, and I give you kind of the basic breakdown of the day, what happened, and then my take on it. So if you haven't joined already, follow us on Instagram as well. I post that every market day at 4 p.m. Everyone loves it, so I'm going to continue to do it. Just gives you more information than anything else. I guess we're one of the few on Instagram that don't try to push selling anything down your throat. Again, we're just more of informative guys. We want to help you guys as always. But again, you could always join the team, but don't feel the need that you have to. Obviously, you don't have to pay for Instagram. You don't have to pay for this YouTube. It's completely free for you, the information to use, and hopefully you learn something. Russell 2000 index up about 1.19%. I had some IWM puts this week with the team. It reverted. It definitely bounced on us. Nothing you could do there. Again, when it comes to reversals, just the name of the game. But you want to go ahead and close those out. I went ahead and did yesterday for about a 50% loss. But again, you have to be very nimble in this market. Yes, you do get losers. It happens. Sometimes you get those big moves. So actually switched up moves. And yesterday and the day before was pretty bullish, mainly for tech, which kind of lifted most stocks. But IWM for the most part hasn't even hit the previous support in buy levels. But again, with time against us, same week expiry, let's just pull the bandage, pull the ripcord, and get out of that thing, and then reassess as always. We did hit QQQ yesterday and Microsoft for a nice 40% gainer. Our one-on-one masterclass students hit Beyond yesterday, and I think it was Beyond yesterday, and we hit Twitter yesterday. So congratulations to those guys. They've been rocking with me on the chat room. The student masterclass is the only one I speak to, and the investment club. So they're with me the whole day. I talk to them, answer them questions, and they absolutely love it. So if you're the type of person that loves this kind of morning note and you're not tired of my voice or me speaking, maybe the masterclass is for you. Check it out on our website as well. As I said, we don't sell anything. I don't try to push anything. Here I am talking about masterclass, but I'm pretty sure you guys understand. Bitcoin up 0.14%, 10,510. 11,000 is that level I'm looking for. And crude oil is, again, hovering at that 40 level, pretty sickly flat. Gold taking a little bit of a beating today with the dollar being up 94.13, up 0.15%. So gold taking a little bit of a hit. I am long-term gold holder. So again, nothing new to me. But looking at it here on GLD, which is probably the best way to trade gold, you can see breaking down support on the 1 hour. Again, very bearish, looking like it here. And we already filled this gap here below already. So again, we have a next level down is probably 172.70. If you're looking to play gold, I would definitely play a little more of this of the put side, the short side here. Kind of keep your expectations low because it's not a huge mover. So again, I would probably start taking a look at maybe the 175s, maybe not for this week, maybe for next week as the Fed keeps talking. So keep an eye on that. Silver taking another hit down 4%. It was up yesterday, I think 1%, and the day before was down 8. So pretty ugly out there for the commodities like crude and Bitcoin for the most part, and silver and gold because of the dollar. King dollar has been flexing its muscles. It is now at 94. So you could see silver is broke down support, and you could take a look at the daily. We still have a little ways to go if you're playing the gaps. You have 21.31 right in sight. You could play that gap too on the daily, and it did slice through the 50. $20 or 19.92 is right at your 100 day on the on the daily chart for SLV. So keep an eye on that. Again, we're kind of looking a slight little bounce on SLV, nothing wild. So one thing I've noticed with this market is that usually futures tend not to hold up right away. Right around 9:30, you start getting a little bit of a fall. So again, I would wait when you do it into any trade at least till 10 a.m. Give it 30 minutes, let the market churn, and then see what positions you could start taking a look at for the most part. Because right now it's very choppy, very difficult. Even me and the one-on-one students, I have been very, very, very careful with them. Obviously, just playing, kind of quick base hits, like we've been saying. Like, have you ever seen the movie Moneyball? We always say, he gets on base. That's kind of what we've been doing lately, and being very careful looking forward. So again, this chop doesn't last forever. Again, a lot of uncertainty in the market due to the elections, COVID, no stimulus now, Supreme Court. If you're looking at the macro and politics, it's a lot to digest. So the market is definitely looking for some kind of clarity on what to happen. Mnuchin and Powell speak again today, so let's see what happens there. Of course, yesterday was Tesla's battery day. I did not watch the full video, but I did read a little bit about it, and I'm still bullish on the stock. I love it long term. I went ahead and bought calls, didn't work out, so I'll get out of those if anything, obviously. But I only bought one contract anyway, so I went light risk. But looking at Tesla here, anything below 404.30, I'll be nibbling a little bit more. But again, I have a low for Tesla that I want to buy at 326.15 anyways. So I may just nibble if we break below 400 um, right now, but for the most part, we're not there yet. So I think around 400, I'll go ahead and buy a couple of more shares to my position. It's one of my larger holdings, kind of nothing, not that largest, but again, I do like Tesla long term. I like the fact that they're going to start making those batteries with longer capacity, a little bit of a cheaper model as well. I think they're going to make one for 25,000, but they reported that in 2018 as well. So again, Tesla is going to take a little bit of time to get there, obviously. But with the Gigafactory in Germany still not open, the one in Austin still not open, I still like the growth prospects for Tesla. I still like it long term. This little short term little pullback, I've seen it many times. It's to me, it's been buying opportunities. But again, not all in, not to get an all in or anything. So to give a heads up. So that's where we are. I think I'm pretty sure someone will ask me about Apple. Apple's pretty much chilling at the 100-day moving average. Needs to move a little more. I would like it to break 113.60, the 200-day, in order for us to make a move. If there's one stock I want you guys to watch today, which would be a very interesting one, is Roku. I own the stock and I played it this week and I'm looking to get it. I own some calls, the 200 calls, great volume. And again, if you look at the hourly, it's a complete clean breakout. Had every excuse to sell off the day after the set 18% move, but continues to grind higher. You can see all-time highs right now at 195.36. We're now at 193.46. I like the 200 calls for this week. Could be a little risky, but I do have them. Take a look at them. It did break that 161.8 extension. So that 195 level break, if you start breaking above 197, your 200 calls will hit, obviously. But again, keep your risk low, keep your risk in check, keep your risk tolerance in order. Make sure to understand before you get into something. So again, if you get a break around 194.50, 195, that could be the green light to get into some Roku calls. Take a look at those 200s. Could be a banger. All right, so with that being said, enough of me talking. Let's answer some questions. Good morning. Juan says, good morning, SPY. Let's take a look at SPY. Let's see. SPY did bounce, obviously. But again, like I talked about, RWR is back into the range that we were, back to the support level that we were for September, the whole month. So nothing has really happened yet. Again, you could target the 334.50s. It's a lot of risk. But again, I'd wait if you wanted to get in, wait for 332.36 before you do anything to the long side. And then you could probably target the 200-day moving average of 334.50, maybe, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I would not do it yet. Tesla post battery date. Yeah, I just spoke about Tesla. Amazon buy price. Amazon, I have a buy price for myself to add more because I already own shares. So it was very nice to see at 28.65. So again, with a little more of a flush, I'll definitely get into it. I have a support level here at the lows. Again, I like to buy when it's falling, not when it's up, mind you. So Amazon, I'm waiting for it. But again, proud shareholder, still holding that thing strongly. Lululemon, I own shares, so I'm very happy to see that. I have not added more, which I'm kind of kicking myself, but that's okay. It is up nicely with their share buybacks. They've already bought the share buyback program. Any other level that you're looking for calls, maybe around 329.41, 329.50. That's your 200-day on the hourly. And then you could probably target right around this peak here, around 336. I don't know if they have a ton of options volume, but you can keep an eye on them. Sure, have it alert placed. Is Apple? Oh, I just spoke about Apple. Is the Apple tech done dropping? Well, I don't think we're out of the woods yet, obviously, but you could say the worst of the break support is probably done because we are above the 200-day on the hourly on the Nasdaq futures, which is nice. But could you get some pullbacks here and there? Of course. Are you going to get pullbacks of 20%? No, highly doubtful. So if you have not bought the dip, obviously, that's okay. You'll probably get some more opportunities. Volatility is completely normal. Get used to it. Again, a lot of people made a lot of money on tech this summer. Profit taking was completely normal. Morning. Oh, excuse me. Lululemon buy price for stocks, any key levels for support and resistance. Yeah, I went ahead and talked about it. I would say anything below 300 should be a good buy price on Lulu. And my price target really would be the new all-time highs of 400. I think Lulu is a great company, just like Nike. Those are my two apparel names that I own. The morning 207.50 for today. We're seeing the bullish path. We're sliding back down. Well, right now the Nasdaq futures are pretty much flat with the Dow Industrials really gaining because of Nike for the most part. So, do I think we get a continuation? That's a really good question. That's been the question that's been on my mind every day. Is that fact? Are we gonna get this continuation? We did snap the losing streak on the S&P, which is nice, but break 210 on Microsoft, and then we could talk. That's a big level. We have not tapped that. We kind of ran out of gas right around 2950. We had calls yesterday and we got out thankfully. Let's see, IQ. I think it's IQ. The Chinese company. I don't know much about them, but if you're looking at just text here, again, you're getting nice bullish movement to the upside, 2358. You could see this gap was filled. This gap was filled. Nice. Do we have a little more upside? Your all-time high is 2750. For me to play it, I'm not going to play it, nor do I want to own it. The only Chinese stock I own is Alibaba. I'd rather you stick to that name. That's thoughts on NIO. NIO again, kind of like the Chinese Tesla, if you want to say. I don't own the stock, but again, has more explosive growth. As long as you're away from Nicola, I'm happy. But again, $20 seems to be that really nut to crack. So wait for $20 before you do anything on NIO. Good morning. Thoughts on Amazon buying and stuff? If you own the stock, yeah, I have no problem with you buying it. I like buying on dips personally, not when it's up. How do you feel about cost calls? I played cost before on calls, and the premiums are very, very slow. So I would sit it out. I would just buy the stock, not trade it when it comes to options. Just the options volume is always terrible. When I've traded it, it doesn't move. Are you still long SLV and hope for reach all-time next year? I don't own an SLV, honestly. I own silver coins. That's what I own, silver, physical silver. So I think we hit all-time highs. The only way we're going to get a boost in silver is if we start getting some more stimulus. Again, stimulus needs to pass in order for the dollar to come down a little bit and commodities to go up. But until then, they're pretty much in gridlock. But I still like it long term. I still like the commodities like gold and silver long term, but not by the end of the year, no. Are we selling Tesla calls at the open? Yeah, and let's see how we get the churn, and let's go ahead and just pull those ripcord from those. What play do you see on Qs? On Qs, we played it yesterday anyways. I don't see a play moving forward until we get to around 275.29. Until we get there, there's really nothing to play until then. I think the move we already caught it, so there's nothing more to look at here. We're right at the 200-day, but I still need to see a little more movement. QQ January 15 calls. Too far out. I would wait on that. I think you're going to pay too much for that. For that, just buy QQQ, the stock, instead. Thoughts on MSFT entry point for those who bought the dip. to actually buy the stock, if you wanted to get into it, I would say 210. 210 would be a very strong level to get in. 210, 211. Investment club member saying, yo, what's going on? Investment club in the house. Level to get back into beyond calls. Let's see that. 162.60. Yeah, that's exactly where I have it. 162.56. Again, this is the thing that it does, like Square and all and Twitter and all these names. You get a pop and you get a fade. So it's very crucial that you stay nimble. You get 20%, get the hell out or something like that. Get quick, get out of that thing. Entry point for BABA, if you're talking about the stock, I have an alert here at 283.92, but I'm going to buy more Alibaba around 250, 249 level. DraftKings and Penn options. I have traded DraftKings before, was in the money, got burned. Never again. I own the stock, love the stock, but I ain't trading that stupid option anymore. Kills me. And I'm pretty sure Penn is in the same boat. It just doesn't work. Despite the positive news on the new chips from Nvidia, Nvidia is pretty flat. Thoughts on Nvidia can't long term buy at 500. I own Nvidia, love it, Nvidia long term, of course. 500 tends to be that line in the sands. Anything below 480 is a buy, in my opinion. But again, kind of sideways action, nothing to do here. You're gonna have to really get above 530, 525 in order to even make some calls. But if you want to own Nvidia, absolutely 500 is a fair price to get in. Let's see, TTD. TTD. I believe that's the trade desk. I don't know much about them, honestly. I have not done my research on them, nor do I play calls on them. But if you do want to play calls, I believe 474.57 would probably be the best move to play. Right now it's at 467.72. Just looking at technicals, not much anything else. Let's see. People asked about Square. Square, I have an alert. Let me go ahead and mark this up here. Square, I have an alert for upside of 157.36. If we break that, then I'd probably play some calls. Think LeBron lost because you didn't wear the more interesting. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Honestly, I've actually bet on the Nuggets covering the spread yesterday, plus 6.5. I put $100 on it. I won 96 bucks. So go Nuggets yesterday for helping me win my spread bet. But again, it's going to be a great series. Let's see what happens. Let's see. AMD looks pretty fat, but 75, 77 range for calls for February 21. I don't know why we're going so far out. I wouldn't want to do that. I have an alert place at 79, above 79.04. Then you could target 80. That'd probably be your best move. Not hundreds for next year. Amazon and Tesla, I might have missed, but it just joined. Yeah, I love Amazon long term. Tesla, I love it long term. Anything below 400, I'm going to be buying some more Tesla today. I'll be nibbling. What are your thoughts on Dropbox, DPX? Dropbox is fine again, but it's another cloud play. But again, I have enough cloud in my portfolio, so I'm not gonna buy it. If you want to get into it, sure, but I'd wait a little bit more for a little more of a drop. I think DocuSign is a better play than Dropbox personally, but I can see where people want to get Dropbox. It's a little cheaper in regards to sticker price of the stock. But again, around 15 would probably be your best prudent bet on Dropbox. I just think DocuSign's a better growth prospect. Thank you, Carlos. You are dope. Nah, man, you are dope. Zoom options. Zoom options are very, very pricey. So be very careful. We did fade a little bit at 495. I was looking at the 500 calls. They were $10. I'm not signaling that to anyone. Just way, way too expensive for anyone to trade, especially same week. Shopify break 957. Can you get to 975? Let's see. 970. Yeah, that seems about right if we get there. But the 200-day is the big nut to crack around 948. I have not initiated a position yet on Shopify. Wait for a little more of a fall. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me again. If you haven't already, subscribe and like our videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. Carlos Garcia, CEO of G.A.R Capital. Great game tonight, Celtics and Heat. I went ahead and put a little wager on the Celtics. Again, just having a little fun with my students. We talk sports all the time. So I am taking the points on Celtics -3. I like doing fantasy sports too sometimes, but I have DraftKings, so I just use them. A little fun. Why not? Obviously, don't take that as gambling advice. Just have a little fun and just watch the game. Maybe you want to make a little fun bet with your friends, and you could do that for like some McDonald's or something. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys soon.